It don't take much strength to pull the trigger, but try and get up every morning, day after day, and work for a living. Let's see him try that. Then we'll choose the real tough guy. The working man is the tough guy.
Party people say, hey, it's a new day. It's a new day. The world is getting ready. Everybody ready, yeah.
Don't you think, as Ohioans, we earned that right?
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
What?
When I say jobs, you say now. Jobs.
Now.
Jobs.
Now.
Canton's mission is to support good jobs and strong communities across Ohio. With so many changes in the state budget this year and the resulting negative impact on local economies, we need to tell state and local leaders that we deserve better. The bus tour just left Cleveland this morning where 200 people gathered at City Hall to demand grassroots involvement in a local community benefits agreement. And tomorrow morning, the tour will head to Canton where nearly 300 people are expected to demand enforcement of local legislation regarding vacant and abandoned housing.
So, the banks made a lot of risky loans, and then we're paying for it. We're paying for it now when they leave the property abandoned in the community. And then they want us to pick up the tab.
And that ain't right.
My name is Hattie Wilkins. I'm a Youngstown resident. I lost my job in 08, and in 12, I lost my funding. I made my last house note in April of 12, and I called the mortgage company, which was Citi, and told him that I wouldn't be able to have any more money until I turned 62, and I thought that would be in October, but I found out later that it was in November. But in the meantime, when I called him, the guy said at first that he would let me put those months at the end of my loan. But in May, they took the money out of my check anyway. I mean, out of my checking account anyway. So I called them back, and I told them that I didn't have the money, so to put it back. So they put it back, but then they told me that I was going into foreclosure if I didn't make any payments.
To the City Council and the Law Director of Canton, a big thank you, because if it wasn't for Canton's headlines in our local newspapers about passing the ordinance last August, Youngstown would not have been where we are today.
Those on homes should be held accountable.
Yes, I think they should be held accountable, and not just for 10,000. They should put more on there, but okay, 10,000. We're gonna go with that.
All right.
So yes, I believe we have to hold banks, anybody that has anything to do with the financial end of making this city go into the dumps like it did. We need to hold them responsible. And if it comes back to that one.
So I told him, you do what you got to do, because I'm going to do what I got to do. So, later on that time, I went to a training that Norma had in Canton, and she said for every house, every vacant house that's by your house is $10,000 off of the price of your house. So there was 5 vacant houses around my house. So I called the mortgage company and I told them, I told them, y'all owe me $15,000 for staying here. So they just laughed and they told me that, you know, if I didn't make any payments that I was still going in, or I was in foreclosure then. So then when I got my student loan money in January, I made a payment. And I talked to Gary Davenport, and he told me, you know, Hattie, there's a law in the city of Youngstown now where if you get foreclosed on, the bank has to put up $10,000. And I said, for real? So I called my mortgage company that next day, and I told them, I said, now it's going to cost y'all some money to put me out. So, and I told them about what Gary had said about $10,000. You had to put up $10,000 if you foreclose on me. So they didn't argue with me this time. They said, well, we'll get back with you. So when they got back with me, which was 2 weeks later, they didn't get back with me in a phone call. They sent me a letter, and the letter said $35,000 forgiven. And I thank Gary for all the information, because a closed mouth don't get fed. And I want to know, everybody that's fighting these big banks, you know, don't just sit there and be quiet. Start acting out.
This is what democracy looks like.